Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Sorry it's been so long with the holidays and work and transitioning to a new game and all this other stuff. I just haven't gotten to it. But thank God for the Thanksgiving weekend. I was able to not only finish up my army, mostly, but get some games in and remember to bring my camera. So here it is, my second Kings of War battle report. This is a 2,000 point battle. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous, of the Orcs. That's right, I'm playing Orcs right now because I'm tired of waiting for Titan Forge to send me my models for the Basilia army, and I was going through my spare bits and everything like that, and I actually found models that I wanted to use in order to make this army. So I did, and you can't stop me, so there. Anyway, I'm playing against my buddy Big Boss, and he brought his Ogres. This is a brutal game, as you could imagine, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how it goes. So I've dubbed this armyless Clan Tremendous, although I know that the Orcs in Kings of War don't form into clans. Mine do, because my God Speaker, Lord Tremendous, is just that good of a leader. In fact, he's got the Inspiring Talisman. So, yeah, he's also got Heal. Then I have a second God Speaker, Scryer. He's got Crepognon's Scrying Gem of Zealot, which is just a really cool item to make my opponent drop D3 plus 1 units in deployment, as opposed to just 1 for 1. And he also has Heal. And then I have my mostly useless Flagger, Band-Aid. He's just there to spread out the Inspiring rule, and I gave him a Healing Charm so he's not completely useless. Because one of the biggest things that I had to learn about Kings of War is that characters, for the most part, are there to support. They are not overly heroic. They are literally support models. So it's a little hard for me to make that shift in my head, but I'm trying, and, well, this is my attempt at it with the Orcs. Getting into my units, as you can kind of see them in the background there, I have an Axe Horde, which is a brick of 40, but basically it's just the size. None of my units have the actual model count in there that the Horde, Regiment, or Troop choice would suggest. But, according to the rules, everything I did was legal, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, I gave the Axe Horde Dwarven Ale, which, honestly, after this game, I'm not thrilled about. I'm probably going to change that later. But basically, I think it gives them Headstrong, so they can't be wavered. Or they have a 50% chance to just shake it off. Then I have a Morax Regiment of 20 guys with Blessing of the Gods. I have Gore Rider Regiment, unit of 10 with Chant of Hate. And then I have a Troll Horde, which is 6 guys with the Helm of Confidence. I did that so that they didn't have to be around a unit with Inspiring. Again, probably going to get rid of that. Mistakes were made, but still, I had a lot of fun. Fleshing out my army, I have a second unit of Troll Horde, which is a brick of 6. And they have the Brew of Sharpness, which gives them +1 to hit, and I think that was a good idea. Yeah, hitting on 3s as opposed to 4s is kind of nice. And then I have 3 Orkling Regiments, which are just the screen units. They're in the front of the picture there, or bottom of the picture, however you want to see it. They're my screening units. They're my speed bumps. They attack them, destroy them, and then I countercharge on my next turn with one of my other units. And then I have a War Drum unit, which is just one model. It's a monster. And what I like about this is that it brings their nerve test up by any friendly model, non-allied, that's within 6 inches of it, their nerve test goes up by 2. This thing isn't going to win me any fights. It probably shouldn't be in close combat, but the support that it brings to the army is invaluable, so I'm very pleased. And I got to make it, so yay! So I took some allies from the Forces of Nature side, because they're neutral, and you can do that in this game. And I wanted a Hydra. But in order to take the Hydra, I had to take a regiment or a horde brick of Forces of Nature. So I took the Naiad Heartpiercer Regiment, which is a brick of 20 guys, with the Brew of Keen-Eyedness. Basically, they're my shooters. I don't have any ranged in this army, really, except for those guys. And by taking them, I am able to take a Hydra, which I'm very excited about, because the more damage the Hydra takes, the better it is in combat. So it's an interesting line to walk, and I wanted to buy a Hydra model from Mirror's Miniatures, so... I bought the model, it's not here yet, so I'm proxying with an old End Times model, and yeah, I'm just excited about this list. Anyway, that's going to do it for mine. I'm going to post my opponent's list, play some music, feel free to pause it whenever you like to see what he took. deployment, and it's an interesting situation because I'm not used to having this many bricks on the table. But yes, on the right side there, I've got both my units of trolls. I've got the Inspiring Lord Tremendous God Speaker right behind them, although he doesn't need to be, but I'm stupid and I did that. My Morax and a unit of Orclings are to the left of my unit of trolls there, and they're just going to try to take the right flank. In the center, I have my big horde brick of Axe with the Orcling regiment in front of them to screen. My other God Speaker that's not inspiring is over there because, again, I'm stupid. Right behind them is my War Drum unit. Next to them is my Flagger. I've got my Gore Riders and the third brick of Orclings in front of them. Right next to them to the left there is my Hydra, and on the far left there is my Naiad unit of Archers. They've only got 18-inch range, but I figure shoot them out the flank and throw them at something, and hopefully it'll be enough to do some damage, just kind of support damage to everything. I don't know. I've never played this army before. This is only like my third game of Kings of War, so I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just looking forward to pushing models across the table and rolling dice. That's it for deployment. So I win the roll to go first, top 1 after movement, and I throw everything forward. Pretty much everything that can advances on the double, whatever it's called, and just moves up. Nothing was going to be in range to shoot or magic, because I only got Fireball and one unit that can shoot, and they're way out of position. So yeah, I shoot forward and do nothing else with my turn. That brings us over here to bottom of 1, my opponent's turn, and very un-orc-like, he doesn't really come forward at all. A handful of his stuff shifts around a little bit, but for the most part, he holds back. He knows he's got range on me, so that's fine. My plan is to send the Orclings up, move the guys behind him a little bit, and hopefully draw some charges so that I can countercharge with the rest of my guys next turn. But yeah, that's it for his movement. In the magic phase, his Warlock in the back there on the Chair of Decadence or whatever fires a lightning bolt at my Orclings and zaps them for 1 damage. They pass their nerve check, luckily, but yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, leave the kids alone, man. That's not what they're there for. Then his boomers take careful aim at my unit of trolls, open fire on them, and are able to do 2 wounds to them. Again, not that big of a deal. If they're in range to shoot, I'm in range to charge them. I'm excited about that. So, yes, I take 2 wounds, pass my nerve test, and I'm hoping to get a good charge in my turn. That brings us over to top of 2 after movement, and I do move my guys up some more. My Orclings come up. I'm sorry, the Orclings in the middle there, they were wavered, so they couldn't do anything. They got disordered or whatever, so basically they're just going to stand there this turn. It does... it's not kinda. It definitely does hamper my mass in the middle there because I don't want to get past them, but at the same time, I don't want to fail to get too much more forward. Basically, I didn't think of that. So the Orclings being frozen like that kind of sucks. The other 2 units of Orclings move up. The Hydra and the Gore Riders move up a little bit with the Flagger kind of keeping pace. The other unit of Naiads or whatever, they move up a little bit to shoot, but they're going to shoot at his chariots or whatever, just try to put some damage on him. On the right side there, the Moraxes kind of go behind the Orclings, hoping to draw a charge, and then my trolls charge into the boomers, which, while exciting, was really stupid. I had no backup for them. I had no real plan on what to do. I was just excited to play with my models, so I threw them into combat to see how they could do, not thinking of the next turn when he's going to countercharge me. So, yeah, but hey, I made it into the boomers. Yay! That's it for movement. In the magic phase, my God Speaker Lord Tremendous is able to remove the 2 wounds with heal off my trolls, so they're a fully healthy unit now, and I like that. I like that heal aspect that I can do. It's worth it, and hopefully makes it so that my army and my units have more longevity. We go into combat because, again, my army is a very one-trick pony. I don't really have any range. My shooting, I don't do anything. I roll, and I either fail or I'm not able to wound anything because they kind of suck. And so we go into combat. My trolls are able to put 6 wounds through on the boomers, which I was kind of hoping to do more, but I'm rolling kind of bad, which hurts my feelings a little bit. But 6 wounds is better than 5. I'll take what I can get. During this nerve test, though, I roll boxcars. He does not have an inspiring unit around, and so that unit is gone, which is really cool. That was complete stupid luck. Better lucky than good any day, as I always say. But yeah, I'm able to destroy that unit, and that's when I realize I just gave up a flank to these psychopaths to my left. Like, oh no! So, should I have turned to face him? Should I have overran? Who knows, but I decide to go forward d6 inches, hoping to roll a 5 or a 6, get out of their charge arc, and I roll a 2. My trolls are screwed. Like I said, many mistakes were made. So we go in the bottom of 2 after movement, and on the right flank there, his giant charges into my trolls, which was fine. I wanted his giant to run into my trolls. I really didn't think he was going to be able to do enough damage with the giant. Even if he maxed hit, I didn't think he'd do enough wounds to really trouble my trolls on the right side there, and I have my inspiring guy right next to him. My trolls up front there, they get charged by the Grokkamox, Berserker boys, Braves, whatever the hell they were. Basically, he's going to get 60 friggin' attacks into my flank, and I'm an idiot for setting that up. His other unit of Berserker guys charge into the Orclings that the Moraxes are defending, which I'm looking forward to over there. His character, Grokkamuk himself, charges the Orclings on the hill on the left side, which is great because my Gore Riders are excited about that. Not to mention possibly my Hydra. And then his Chariot unit runs up to basically give it up to the Hydra. They want a piece. And that's really it. The rest of his stuff in the center stays still. His Warlock does come forward, so we can shoot a lightning bolt off. But that's it for his movement. In the magical shooting phase, he fires another lightning bolt off at my Orclings and does 5 wounds to him this time. Yeah, the first lightning bolt was static electricity. The second one was Thor's frickin' wrath. Stupid effective. This is say at the end of the shooting phase, when they take their nerve test, the Orclings do not stick around. My opponent rolls like a 9 or a 10, and the Orclings run off the table. After being struck by Thor's wrath, I guess I could understand that. That takes us over into the combat phase, and we start off with a giant beating 6 wounds into my trolls. That sucked. I'm a little nervous about them passing their check now. He might not rout them, but there's a very good chance he's going to waver them or disorder them, whatever the word is. And just as I feared, he's able to waver them. They are not routed, but they're not going to be able to do anything next turn. And that kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not expecting him to do that much damage to my trolls. Oh well, live and learn. This is horrible over here. His Grokkamox, or whatever the hell they are, unit, the Psychopath unit here, beat the ever-loving crap out of this unit of trolls. He does around 20, 25 wounds, somewhere in there. I'm not going to count all the little wound counters there, but as you can see, there's a small pile. Unless he rolls Snake Eyes, that unit is gone. And as you can imagine, he did not roll Snake Eyes, and my trolls either were destroyed or ran off the table, whatever you want to believe. The bottom line, the takeaway from this is they got their asses kicked. It is what it is. That was a really cool fight. Here, the unit of Grokkamox guys or whatever knocked the ever-loving crap out of these poor Orclings that did nothing, taking 3, 6, 7 wounds, which actually wasn't as bad as what happened to the trolls, or any other unit for that matter. Well, I mean, I guess it was worse than what happened to the trolls. But either way, the Orclings take decent wounds, and that's fine. I actually need them to run away. And they do. They rout no problem, and they're off the table, which is fine. That's exactly what I needed them to do, so I can countercharge with my Morax and hopefully do enough damage to break this unit, or at least waver them. Over here, Grokkamuk himself kind of flubs. He only hits with 2, and he does D3 wounds with each, and he ends up doing 4 wounds to this unit of Orclings. And unfortunately, I needed him to do a lot better than that. He didn't, and my Orclings stay. So, yeah, he just backs up a little bit, and that's it. Not what I was hoping for at all, but, I mean, what can you do? That brings it over here to top of 3, and... I do what I can. My Morax unit slams into the Berserker unit that took out my Orclings on the right there and make it no problem. My Trolls on the right side are wavered and they can't do anything, so my Inspiring guy, my Godseeker, he runs away to try to not get killed himself and possibly heal that unit of Trolls so they can survive what's coming. My other Godspeaker starts running over there to kind of try to heal them as well. I figure every point counts at this point. And then on the left flank, the Hydra goes into the chariots just because why not? I'm like, you know what? They're not paying any attention to the Hydra, so maybe I can get lucky. The Orclings don't go into Grokkamok. That was probably a mistake, but the reason they don't is because I want to use the Naiads to shoot at him. I figured they have a better chance to hit him and about the same amount of attacks, so maybe I can get lucky. Maybe I can put some wounds on this guy and waver him, or geez, in a perfect world, rout him. And that would be really nice, but who knows? And the Gore Riders and the Axe guys just kind of stay put. I don't want to give him a free charge, and at the same time, I don't really know what to do with him. So I stay put. I freeze, because, yeah, when you don't know what to do, panic is always the right decision, right? But that's it for my movement. In the magical shooting phase, the Flagger fires off his healing charm at the Orclings and is able to heal all but one of their wounds, which is really, really good. And then in one of the most disappointing aspects of the game, my Naiads shoot at Grokkamok and are only able to do one wound. Incredibly disappointing. The Orclings should have charged, but, hindsight's 2020. This did not work out. Needless to say, he passes his nerve check, no problem. And then over here, Lord Tremendous, using heal, is able to heal 3 wounds off the trolls, which is excellent. I did not regen any of their wounds, unfortunately. I don't remember if I rolled for it or if I just completely forgot. I'm kind of leaning towards I completely forgot. Again, very new to this game, a lot of rules to learn, a lot of mechanics to learn, so I will make a lot of mistakes. Feel free to just straight blast me in the comment section. I deserve this. So I just realized something about this. My trolls charge the giant. I'm literally just realizing this right now as I'm looking at this slide. So we did combat. This should not have happened. My trolls were wavered. They shouldn't have been able to charge his turn. This is a complete oversight on my part and my opponent's. I apologize, Big Boss. I just realized this happened right now. But anyway, I can't change the past. So my trolls were able to do 5 wounds to the giant, and he passes his nerve check no problem. But yeah, this never should have happened, and I'm sorry. Here, though, my unit of Morax, this should have happened no problem. They are able to slam into these guys and do 10 solid wounds to them, which is excellent. Out of 25 attacks, they were able to wound with 10. I'm very pleased about that. And during their nerve check, we break them. That's right, they run off. Well, you know what, they don't run off. We straight up murder them. They're all dead. And not really sure with what I want to do, I back up a little bit just in case that unit of Berserkers wants to charge me. They can hit me in the front, not the flank. Whether or not that's a great idea, I don't know, but I've seen what they can do in the flank, and I don't want that again. So I just kind of back up a little bit, and we'll see what happens. So there was some highs and lows over there, and some cheating, blatantly on my part, unfortunately. So here's bottom of 3, where karma's gonna bite me in the ass. The giant and the psychopath unit of Berserkers slam into my unit of trolls that never should have charged last turn, so they deserve this. And over on the left side there in the center, his Gorkamork guy charges into my axe brick, which I'm actually fine with. His unit of chariot guys, the guys that the Hydra ran into. Yeah, there's a reason I didn't say anything about him in the combat phase, because when he attacked, he only has 5 attacks because he hadn't taken any wounds. Failed to do anything. Not only did I fail to wound them at all, they're fine. And so they countercharge the Toothless Hydra, and they're probably going to beat him to death, which is my fault, but again, I don't know how to use my units effectively yet. I'm still learning. I believe one of his units of Berserkers or something like that, no, his Siegebreaker unit runs forward. I don't remember if they charged Orclings or not. They might have. And that is it for his movement. In the magical shooting phase, his Warlock fires a lightning bolt at the Morax guys and does a single wound to them. He's treating them like Orclings, and I don't appreciate it. Then we go into the combat phase, and it's deja vu. These poor trolls, as you can see by the pile of wound tokens, they take a massive amount of damage. My opponent's going to need to roll Snake Eyes in order for these trolls to have a chance, and I don't know how generous he's feeling right now. Oh, that's right, not generous at all. So, he does not roll Snake Eyes, and my trolls are just destroyed by his Berserker unit and troll combo. And that was my stupid fault. Well done on my opponent for capitalizing. And then the two units just kind of reform like that. He's much better at this game than I am. I should have moved my Morax unit to look at the Berserker unit and stuff like that. So many stupid decisions. But, you know, third game. I got a lot to learn. Combat over here, his Gorkamork or Gorkamok, whatever the hell his name is, guy, beats 6 wounds into my axe guys, but with 22, 24, because the war drum's right behind him, they barely even felt it. He backs up an inch, and I get to finally see what the axe guys can do. Combat over here, his Siege Breakers did make it into my Orclings, and they do a pile of wounds, like 13 wounds to him for a total of 14, which is great. I need the Orclings dead so I can countercharge with my Gore Riders and hopefully take out his Siege Breakers. We'll see what happens. Exactly what should happens happens. He does not roll Snake Eyes, and my Orclings run off the table. That's why they're speed bumps. They're earning their keep. Combat over here, his Chariot guys are able to put 9 wound throughs on my Hydra. 9! Couldn't believe it. I've used these guys a few times in my Ogre army, and they always perform like garbage for me. But not in here! Oh no, they beat the ever-loving tar out of my poor Hydra, and unless my opponent can roll below average, my Hydra's screwed. But if he doesn't, my Hydra's gonna have a ton of attacks next turn. So it's like 70-30? Yeah, it doesn't work out, though. The Hydra breaks and runs away, and I've got no one to blame but my opponent, because it couldn't be my fault, right? That brings us over here to top of 4, and I do what I can. The Gore Riders, I did toy with putting them into the Chariot guys, but I couldn't wheel past the Siege Breakers to get to them. So probably because I tried to wheel instead of pivot, which is stupid on my part, but it is what it is. So I went into the Siege Breakers. The Axe guys went into Gorkamork, and that's really it for my charges. The Flagger and the War Drum guy just kind of stay close. The Heart Piercer guys, I know they're dead. I just don't care. I'm hoping that they're going to do some damage to the Chariot guys before they go. The Morax guys turn to look at the Berserkers, and my 2 remaining God Speakers are going to try to fireball the giant out of existence. That's it for my movement. In the shooting magic phase, my Heart Piercers take aim at the Chariot guys and are able to slip 4 wounds through on them, which is actually really, really good. It's quadruple the amount of wounds the Hydra was able to do, and I'm happy about that. You know, the only problem I really have with this unit is their range is 18, so once they're in range of something worth shooting, they're dead. Not a huge fan of that. Might end up getting rid of this unit. I don't know. My Flagger is able to heal 2 wounds off the Axe unit, which is good. Anytime you get to remove wounds off a friendly unit is a good thing. And then my 2 God Speakers were able to only do 3 wounds with Fireball onto the Giant, which was a damn shame. I really would have liked to see them do more. But I guess the fact that there's 5 wounds on this Giant that should not be there is you know, that'll have to make me sleep better at night, I guess. But that's what they ended up doing. Only 3 wounds. We go into combat, and my Axe guys with 25 attacks are able to get 8 wounds through on Gorkamok, or whatever the hell his name is. And that's actually really good. I was quite pleased to see that. And yeah, it's always nice to punch the guy in the face. I roll really low, and he passes his nerve check no problem, so we back up an inch. Then I go over here to the Gore Riders' attacks, and my dice decide rolling anything higher than a 2 is really hard. 2 wounds. Yes, they had a 6-up defense in their front. I totally understand that. But dear God, 2 wounds. They have Thunderous Charge and Crushing. And I was only able to slip 2 wounds through on these guys. The dice gods can kiss my ass. Oh, it sucks. But needless to say, they passed their nerve check without any doubt. I back up an inch, and I'm screwed. Well, speaking of being screwed, here's bottom of 4 after movement, and here it comes. The unit of Berserkers on the right slam into my Morax guys, and good on them. I really am upset with myself for not, changing their formation instead of just backing up. That was so stupid. Grockamock or whatever runs into the Axe guys, the Siege Breakers run into the Gore Riders, and his chariots slam into the useless archers. I'm screwed. His other unit of Berserkers and his Warlock move up to get in the range to shoot and possibly charge, and that's it. His Giant actually stays still over there on the right, doesn't really do anything, so that was interesting. I guess he really doesn't need him. He's kicking my ass quite soundly. And that's it for his movement. No, that's a damn lie. I apologize. He lightning bolts my unit of Axe guys because Grockamuck did not charge in. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he didn't. So I don't know why. Maybe he was taking pity on me. Maybe he thought he could do more damage with lightning bolt. I'm not really sure. But anyway, he lightning bolts the Axe unit and does 2 damage to him, which isn't a big deal at all. We go into combat, and his Berserker unit is able to do 3, 6, 7, 8 wounds to my Morax guys for a total of 9. I think they're 14, 16, so they have a chance of staying, but it's going to be close. Apparently not that close, though. The Morax unit breaks and runs away because my opponent rolls high, and that's the end of the unit, which is a damn shame. I really underutilized them, and that's completely my fault. Over here, the Siege Breakers beat the shit out of my useless Gore Riders. 3, 6, 9, 12 wounds. 12 wounds is what they were able to do to my useless Gore Riders. Guess what these idiots do? Yeah, they break and run. Out of every unit that I have in my army, other than the Heart Seekers, that unit disappointed me the most. The Gore Riders were a damn shame. I know it was because of piss poor matchups and piss poor usage, and a lot of it's on me. But damn it, I'm gonna blame the the non-animate little models. That's how I deal with my problems. So the Chariot slam into the Heart Rippers, and you explained this one to me, Dice Gods. They only do 5 wounds to these guys. My Hydra's got defense 5. These guys have like defense 4, 3. He needed 2s and 5 wounds to these guys. My Hydra would have survived. So yeah, the Heart Piercers take 5 wounds, and my opponent rolls an 11, and they flee off the table. Yeah, one day I'm going to find out where the Dice Gods live, and I'm going to burn their house down around them. But until then, I'm going to continue to suck at these games. Having a lot of fun, just really wish I had some sort of skill. That brings us over here to top of 5 after movement, and it's really quick because I'm pretty much out of stuff to use. My War Drum guys charge into the Siege Breakers just because, well, I don't know if they charge. They move over so the Siege Breakers can't charge the Axe unit real easy. The Axe unit charges into Grockamock because screw that guy. My Flagger backs up so that he's only inspiring to the Axe unit, and my 2 God Speakers are going to continue fireballing the Giant because now it's just about body count. That's all I can do. I'm really screwed, and that's it for movement. Alright, so in the magic shooting phase, the combined 19 fireballs only do 4 wounds to the Giant, but we're getting there. It might be enough. And thank God it is. He runs off the table, and that's awesome. He had 5 more wounds on him than he should have, but he shouldn't have ran off the table, I don't think. I don't remember what I rolled, but yeah, I feel terrible about that. But I got him! I cheated to do it, but it wasn't intentional, so that's gotta count for something, right? We go into combat, and damn you, Dice Gods, I only do 3 wounds to Gorkamok, or whatever the hell his name is. 3. 25 attacks, re-rolling ones to hit, 3 wounds. Unbelievable. But I guess it's better than 2. Oh, it's enough to make a guy puke. It was actually enough, though, if you can believe it, and he breaks, and, you know, we just come forward because I figure, screw it, I might as well get in range. Maybe he'll come over here, we can fight. I don't even care anymore. I might as well see some combat before the game's over, right? That takes us to bottom of 5, and the unit of Berserkers slams into the Axe unit, and Siege Breakers and Chariot guys slam into the War Drum, and it's all over but the crying. That's really it for his movement. His Warlock moves up a little bit, but that's it. All pretense at strategy is gone. This has become a straight-up slugfest. We go straight to combat, and they do a pile of wounds to my War Drum. I'm not even going to bother counting them. Look at them all. Look at them all. I almost ran out of tokens. My opponent refuses to roll snakes, and my war drums are evaporated. They didn't run away. They didn't have the legs to run away, which is a damn shame because it's a cool looking model. But yeah, they're gone. Over here, there's a pile of wounds put into my axe unit. The drums aren't there. My inspiring guy's too far away because I'm a fucking idiot. And my axe unit is destroyed, which sucks. I suck. I know this is on me. I know my opponent has outplayed me in deployment, no less. But I'm having a blast. I'm laughing. We're joking around. He just beat me to death. And it's unfortunate, but watching this, instead of wanting to get rid of my army, I can't wait to play my next game. So that's gotta be a good sign, right? And here's where the two vicious units end up after my axe guys are disintegrated. Here's top of 6 after movement. The only thing I've got is my flagger runs away so he can't be killed. I don't want to be tabled. My Godspeaker moves up so we can try to fireball the Berserker unit. Just kind of an insult to injury thing. Lord Tremendous tries to come up but can't, so there's no reason to give him an easy charge, and that's it for my movement. Nothing else happens in my turn. My useless fucking dice. My one Godspeaker fires a fireball at the Berserker unit and does nothing. Nothing, because my dice want to be set on fire. Although, the way I'm rolling, I'd probably fail to set them on fire. This brings us to bottom of 6 after movement, and the only thing that happens is a Berserker unit that my Godspeaker tried to throw a fireball at gets charged. That's it for his movement. We go into combat, and the Berserker unit does the least amount of wounds it's done all game with a total of 9. And my Godspeaker dies a horrible death, like many of my units did to this particular unit. And there it is. There's the end of the game. Nothing I could have done. Well, that's not true. I could have done a lot of things different, but hindsight's 20/20. And I learned a lot from this game. In the end, I have my flagger and my one Godspeaker left. Everything else is dead. I did a little bit of damage to him, but not much. His victory party is going to be massive. This was an excellent game, though. I have no real complaints about the game itself, just about my ability with it, and hopefully I'll get better with time. I doubt it, but it's worthy thing to hope for, I guess. I had a ton of fun, and we'll get to the recap right away, because this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So yeah, this was a brutal defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got whooped. I did. Like a redheaded stepchild that wasn't loved enough. I ended up getting 1,065 out of him. He got 1,815 out of me. Beat me sound. I lost everything except for one Godspeaker and my flagger. And my opponent, I don't think he lost too much. He ended up losing, oh god, what was it? His Grockamok, his Boomers, his Giant, and one unit of Berserkers. So, yeah, at least he didn't goose egg me. Alright? Right? I'm grabbing at straws here. Like I said before, even though I got my butt kicked in this game, it was unbelievably fun. I was excited to play my next game, even after taking an ass whooping like this. So, I think that's a good sign. I think that's good that I could take a butt whooping like this and still be eager for my next game. I do not know how to use my army yet at all. I need a lot of practice. The gameplay is much different than any other game I've ever played, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm really trying to learn it and hopefully get average at it. My poor Hydra. God, did I underuse him. And when I did use him, he failed miserably. I should have probably taken his muzzle off. My troll unit did good. The one that got into combat on my terms, that was good. I need to use them a lot better, but I do like them. My Orclings weren't the speed bump screens that I had hoped, but I think that was more my fault than anything else, so I'm going to continue to use them as such. And if my dice don't wake up in my next game, I swear to God, I'm going to set them on fire. I know I've said this a million times, but I'm going to go ahead and keep beating this dead horse. I suck at this game. I gave up flank charges like a desperate prom date. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. I had put all these models together, I'd done the little diorama thing, I was very excited to use them, and instead of thinking how to use them intelligently, I just pushed them across the table like a dunce, and got exactly what I deserved. So many flanks. He literally just needed one Berserker unit to take out most of my army. This is a much different flow than what I'm used to any other war game, so I have a lot to learn, if you couldn't tell just by watching this report. But I'm committed. I'm not to a hospital, but to the game, and I'm very much looking forward to figuring it out. And I just can't iterate this enough. I really had a good time. I mean, truly enjoyable time playing this game. And I'm looking forward to getting the ton of practice that I'm going to need in order to get average at this game. This is a stupid amount of fun against a really great opponent. I'm stupid excited for my next game, and I would absolutely love a rematch for this one. I would pay. Oh, I would pay. But that's going to do it, guys. Battle Report number 2 for Kings of War is officially in the history books. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.